Hi everyone, it's Tracey here from Art Fibre Stitch. We were looking before at this material that I really liked, and the more I looked at it, the more things I could see in it. And I turned it this way and that way, and I discovered all kinds of things it could be. People even sent me messages about things it could be, things that they saw. So I saw an older building there on the left, maybe a cathedral, something like that. And I liked all of those stacked squares on that other side. Well, that just looked like a high rise to me. So this is a bit of a cityscape with an old building right up against the new. And that's what I imagined, and that's what I'm trying to pull out from that fabric so that you can see my vision too. So what happens is you create what you want. You bring it to life with a few stitches. You take bits of the fabric that you liked and you substitute others. Like, see how I put in that dark blue background there to create a night sky. And then I put those two rectangles of buildings on the top. There's my high rises on the right, using nice straight lines and little boxy windows. I've added in a bit of a skyline behind it too. But on the other side, I'm wanting to accentuate the circles. And so I'm wanting to do a blanket stitch or a running stitch. And I just thought we'll have a look at blanket stitch. They're little sideways stitches like this where you keep the thread out the way, the thread comes up, the needle comes up through the fabric there, and as it comes up, it's coming up in the middle of that loop. So when you let it go, it does that, and you get that nice straight edge, and on the other you get that little ladder kind of effect. Blanket stitch. Use it a lot in applique. So I'm just going to use some stranded cotton and start off on this cathedral. I'm going to start off going around what I think looks like the arched door. And you don't have to do much to make it memorable, make it your vision that everyone else can see. You don't have to be perfect, but just a few little stitches sometimes can help make it show up to others. So lovely curly lines on our old building. And on the right hand side, think modern, think rectangles, basically rectangles and squares, stacks of windows on top of each other, all looking the same and lit at night as if, well, you've got neon, you've got signs that might be up, and you know, high rises have probably got a lot of their lights on some of the floors. So on the other side, I'm going to concentrate more on curves, as that's more decorative and it would be there in older buildings. So that is another way to suggest the differences here in these two styles of architecture, or two sides of this one picture. Have a look at some of the stitching I've used to put on those little strips. They're all straight. Sometimes it's running stitch and sometimes it's a ladder stitch. And the circles, either running stitch or blanket stitch, as I said. I've done some curved lines. That's going to be an arch around the door. But there's all of these circles in here, you know, reminiscent of the mosaics, mosaic windows, the stained glass, all of that. So I'm just wanting to accentuate the circles on the old building. I'm going to drag in some colours that are already there. I quite often do that. They already know what colours go nicely together. People in this who design this fabric, I love it. So I've gotten out two very much stone colours. You know, there's a terracotta and a sandstone kind of colour. And I'll continue stitching away, but I don't feel like it has to be perfect. I really don't think I have to put in all that detail. I'm just trying to tell a story. So by ignoring the things that don't fit my theme, such as the writing that's written across that building, I'm just thinking it looks like cracks in the stonework. If I stop thinking of it as writing, and if I don't accentuate that, if I take your mind away from it by accentuating the circles instead. Oh, that's the idea. I think that bit on the top could be like a dome, which is probably why I could see a cathedral in this. But to tell the truth, it's beautiful colours, it's eye-catching. You know, it'd make a nice abstract. It doesn't really matter if you don't see what I see, as long as I've been able to express myself. And that's the same with you. If you can see something and you want to try something, it's just experimenting. It's trying this colour with that and just allowing yourself to stitch and to see, just like clouds. When you look up at a cloud and see a rabbit or a train or a whale, look into fabrics. Try a pattern fabric and see what you might see in it. We're having a look at the end here at some close-up pictures. Now let's have a look. You can see some of the curves and some of the straight bits, and it's very different, isn't it? On one side it's got the curves, and you know, I haven't suggested those windows so much as went around a few of them so that you could notice it. A lot more I could do. You see those background buildings, how we did a little line on that? So I was thinking that, you know, another good thing you could do. I'm not really good at doing boxes, but I was thinking the tiny little sequins, they'd catch the light. They'd look like lights turned on in a night sky in the buildings. So that's another little idea that works very well. Okay, well, I just wanted to finish this one off so that you could have a look at it, and I could do loads more, but I don't think I want to. I quite like it as it is. So have a go, enjoy yourself. Don't forget to like and subscribe, play with colour, and see you next time.